Let me pause the recording. All right, welcome to the MMTS Players Table reading of some iconic scenes from our favorite show, Mad Men. The first scene is from the pilot, season 1, episode 1, Smoke Gets in Your Eyes. This is a conversation mainly between Don and Old Gold Sam. Action.
Interior knick-knack bar, 4 vinyl upholstery and mirrored walls, but brand new. It's after work, but women have their hair done and each man's tie is pushed to the top of his collar. Highballs and martinis clink with quiet music, and everywhere are the sights and sounds of smoking. Alone in a red corner booth is Don Draper, early 30s, handsome, and despite his third old-fashioned, he is apparently sober. He is doodling on a cocktail napkin. He crosses something out, puts down his fountain pen, and taps a cigarette out of a pack of Lucky Strike. The busboy, a middle-aged black man too old for his tight uniform, approaches.
Finished, sir?
Yeah, got a light? Ah, an old gold man. Lucky Strike here. Can I ask you something? Why do you smoke old gold?
We need the narrator and the bartender.
There is an awkward silence. The busboy starts to walk away.
Now, can I ask you something?
Okay, yeah. Can I ask you something? Why do you smoke old gold?
The burly white bartender approaches.
Sorry, sir. Is Sam here bothering you? He can be a little chatty.
No, we're actually having a conversation. Is that okay?
Can I get you another drink?
Do this again. Old fashioned, please.
The bartender walks off.
So obviously you need to relax after working here all night.
I guess. I don't know.
What is it? Low tar, nicotine, those new filters? I mean, why old gold?
Well, they gave them to us in the service, a carton a week for free.
So you're used to them. Is that it?
Yeah, they're a habit.
So I could never get you to smoke another kind? Say my Luckies?
I love my old golds.
Okay, well, let's just say tomorrow a tobacco weevil comes and eats every last old gold on the planet.
That's a sad story.
It's a tragedy. Would you just stop smoking?
I'm pretty sure I'd find something. I love smoking.
Smoking. That's very good.
My wife hates it. The Reader's Digest says it will kill you.
I heard about that.
Ladies love their magazines.
Yes, they do.
And scene.
Yay!
Okay. So the next scene that we're going to read is also from the pilot, and it's season 1, episode 1, and it's Peggy and Joan and the infamous paper bag. Action.
Walking down a wide corridor with open offices on either side is Joan, mid-20s, an incredibly put-together office manager. A half step behind her, carrying a cardboard box with supplies, is Peggy Olson, who at 20 seems far younger.
Now, this is the executive floor. It should be organized, but it's not. So you'll find account executives and creative executives all mixed together. Please don't ask me the difference.
Hey.
Hopefully, if you follow my lead, you can avoid some of the mistakes I made here.
Anne and Paul pass in the hallway.
Hello, Joan.
Like that one. So how many trains did it take you?
Only one, but I got it very early.
In a couple of years, with the right moves, you'll be in the city with the rest of us. Of course, if you really want to make the right moves, you'll be out in the country and you won't be going to work at all.
They push through a couple of double doors to another set of offices with secretarial desks in front of them. Joan points to an empty desk.
You'll be there, just across the aisle from me. We'll both take care of Mr. Draper for the time being.
Peggy sits down and starts unloading her things. Joan stands in front of her, very businesslike.
Once you say this, you may know.
I don't know what your goals are, but don't overdo it with the perfume. Keep a fifth of something in your desk. Mr. Draper drinks rye. Also, invest in some aspirin, some Band-Aids, and a needle and thread.
Peggy whips out a steno pad and starts writing.
Rye is Canadian, right?
You better find out. He may act like he wants a secretary, but most of the time they're looking for something between a mother and a waitress. The rest of the time, well,
Confidentially.
so go home, take a paper bag, cut eye holes out of it, put it over your head, get undressed, and look at yourself in the mirror. Really evaluate where your strengths and weaknesses are, and be honest.
Peggy looks up at her, a little stunned.
I always try to be honest.
Good for you.
As Peggy places her gleaming stapler on the desk, she stares at the 2-button intercom, the rotary telephone, and the electric typewriter.
Now, try not to be overwhelmed by all this technology. It looks complicated, but the men who designed it made it simple enough for a woman to use.
I sure hope so.
At lunch, you need to pick up a box of chocolates, a dozen carnations, and some bath salts. I'll explain later.
Thank you, Miss Holloway. You're really wonderful to look out for me this way.
It's Joan. And listen, we're going to be working together, so don't take this the wrong way. But a girl like you, with those darling little ankles, I'd find a way to make them sing. Also, men love scarves.
Joan notices Dawn and Roger walking toward them. She straightens up, adjusts her dress, and smiles.
Good morning, Mr. Draper.
Joan takes Dawn's hat and smiles knowingly at Roger.
And Mr. Sterling, how are you?
Joan and Peggy exchange a look and get down to work.
And scene. The next scene that we're going to read from is the iconic season 3, episode 13, Shut the Door, Have a Seat. And this is the scene where Don, Roger, Cooper, and Lane make a break for it to become Sterling, Cooper, Draper, Price.
The scene opens with Roger, Don, and Bert
I
sitting.
don't know why it's not.
Oh, sorry. Could I just start over?
Sorry. That was my fault.
Oh, sorry, Jenny. The scene opens with Roger, Don, and Bert sitting on the mustard-colored quarter circle sofa in Bert's office. The door opens and the 3 men look expectantly at the door as it opens. We first see the assembled group through Lane Price's eyes. Then we see Lane walk in with a somewhat surprised but open, expectant expression.
Your
Lane,
guests have arrived.
Oh,
Lane, please shut the door and have a seat.
Lane does so and sits on a hardback chair opposite the sofa that clearly has been placed there for him. Roger, Don, and Bert have blank expressions on their faces.
Certainly.
We know McCann bought PPL, and we know that makes Sterling Cooper chattel.
Who told you that?
Someone outside of this building, who knows?
Well, they're wrong.
Lane, we worked next to each other for a year. Don't act like a stranger. We have tea.
Roger gestures toward the table between them. Lane appears uncomfortable and hesitant to speak, but he sighs in resignation.
Well, I suppose you'll find out soon enough, but your information isn't completely correct. Only Sterling Cooper is being sold. PPL, well, will remain PPL.
That doesn't change our plans. We want to buy back the company. We're willing to offer the purchase price plus 12%.
Lane laughs as if to scoff at this offer.
It's worth more than that now.
What did you get?
I'm not going to say, but more than that. I apologize that you had to find out this way. Believe me, it wasn't my decision.
Bert sighs, and Lane pauses while slowly standing up. He speaks with melancholy.
I've quite enjoyed it here.
Roger seems resigned to the bad news and almost optimistic.
Well, they've only got me for a year. You for 3. We'll make another run at it.
Don looks at him with disappointment and possible disgust.
And scene. Part 2 of this scene has different actors, but the same characters.
The scene opens with Don standing by his office window, light coming through the blinds, but he is mostly in darkness. He holds a drink and looks pensive and serious. There's a knock at the door and Don turns toward the sound. Allison, in a tailored fuchsia suit, opens the office door.
Your guests have arrived.
Bert, Roger, and Lane walk in, looking a bit hesitant and confused. They clearly don't know what Don is about to say. Bert immediately sits on the beige sofa, but the other men remain standing.
Close the door, have a seat.
Bert gestures toward Lane.
What's he doing here?
You're gonna read us your will? I want the Cadillac.
I couldn't sleep, and I thought, why don't we go to McCann directly?
Because you can't. It's done.
You're not even going to ask?
I did yesterday. You were right. PPL is being sold, so it seems we're all going to McCann.
They cut you loose.
Don starts to become agitated and raises his voice a bit as he speaks directly to Lane.
I want you to find out what the price was and give us a shot.
Lane is
Enough.
exasperated.
Enough. I should fire you for even trying to involve me in this conspiracy.
Don is still raising his voice to Lane.
Go ahead. It's the only thing you did well here.
Don, let it go.
I did a great many things here.
As Lane says this line, Don's face softens and changes. He's thinking of what Lane just said. Roger lights a cigarette.
Have another. It's 9:30, for God's sake.
Jesus, that's right. You have absolute authority to fire anyone. Fire us.
Lane looks around with an expression of lack of comprehension and disbelief.
Fire us, sever our contracts, let us go.
Can you do that?
Lane's not buying it.
Why would I?
Because once the sale goes through, you will be thrown overboard and you'll be a corpse knocking against their hull.
Nothing good ever came from seeking revenge.
Nonsense. We'll make you a partner.
I should think this is worth more than that.
So we're negotiating. We'll put your name on the door.
Roger raises his hand to stop things from going too far.
I don't know.
Don questions Roger and Bert.
Do you know how to do what he does?
I don't.
As Lane begins to speak, the 3 standing men settle down and sit on the sofa. They're positioned so that each man appears to have equal power.
It could be done, but getting you, us, out of here isn't the difficult part. We need accounts.
Let's say we have Lucky Strike.
And although that's, let's see, 23 million in billings,
24.
we'd still need another third for cash flow.
Well, I can't take anyone else, or Lee Garner Sr. won't think that he's special. What about Hilton?
No.
Can we get any of our other accounts?
We'll get them.
See, if I were to send a telex in at noon today that you've all been sacked, that's after close of business in London. It would remain unnoticed until Monday morning there. That gives us today and the weekend to first gather accounts and then a skeleton staff to service them. And of course, we would have to obtain all the materials required for continuity of service.
Obtain? We have to steal everything.
Lane leans forward on the couch and speaks carefully and quietly.
Anyone approach must be a certainty. New spreads, they'll look us out.
Do we vote or something?
Roger, Bert, and Don each raise a hand. Lane has a bit of a smile on his face.
Well, gentlemen, I suppose you're fired.
Well, it's official. Friday, December 13th, 1963, 4 guys shot their own legs off.
And scene.
Oh, y'all know it's so good.
Would you guys mind turning your cameras on so we can get cast shot?
So good. That was so cute.
Oh, that was fun, right?
That was fun.
So
Okay,
fun.
now go around and introduce yourselves.
Exactly.
Well, I know who you and Kevin are, but everybody else, can you introduce yourself?
Victor.
Who are you?
Hey, Jenny. How you feeling?
Hey, who are you?
Who am I?
Yeah, I can
is
see
here.
Karen. I can see you. Hi.
I'm number 7.
And who's the narrator?
Oh, well, I'm Claudine. Hi.
Hi. Well, hi.
Moi, I'm Stéphanie. Salut, Jenny.
Hi.
I'm Trish.
Oh, this almost makes me want to cry seeing everybody. Hi,
I know,
Trish.
right?
I'm Bianca.
Hi. You're beautiful. Which I'm not right now. That's why I'm not turning my camera on.
Stacy,
Anyway.
are you here?
She's been trying to get in.
That's
and
Ah,
she
ben
couldn't
oui.
get in.
Oh, right.
okay. I can't see her audio.
She's still connected.
Yeah, I can see that she's connected.
Stacy is.
Well, listen, you guys, this was so much fun. And you guys are sports and professionals. And Kevin had this thing he mentioned in the middle of the night. He's like, let's do shut the door, have a seat. And I was like, oh my gosh, that sounds fabulous. We didn't.
And
know-
how appropriate.
Yeah, right?
The break off.
Yeah, that's-
Unfortunately, yes.
Exactly. So we had no idea if anybody was going to be game or not. But
Yeah.
this was fun. Let's do it again. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Merci. Merci to everybody.
Oh.
Absolutely.
Now, do you live in France?
If I live in France, no, I live in Ontario, Northern Ontario.
Okay.
It's still quite a snow up where I am.
Yeah.
But it-
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, and it's daylight until almost 9.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't
The
know.
farther north.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love your accent, Stephanie.
Jenny, did you know that half of our MMTS players are Canadian and French speaking?
No. Tell me.
Yeah.
Well, I knew Kevin was.
Yeah.
Who else is?
Evan and
Yes.
Trish.
I'm
and
Canadian.
Joy, you are?
Joy.
Yes, I'm from Quebec.
Awesome. Is that where Megan was from? No,
Yeah.
she's from
Yes,
was she from
Mon-
Montreal?
Yes, Montreal, Quebec. Yes.
Mhm.
Yes.
Excellent.
Well, y'all,
I'm-
thanks so much.
Well, this was fun. I did record. I'm going to stop recording now. And